Welcome to the most unique bowl game you will see this holiday season. Football in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium, featuring two teams that bring an old school feel to a place that appreciates power. And we'll have plenty of that in the 2017 New Era Pinstripe Bowl between Boston College and Iowa, part of Capital One Bowl Mania on ESPN. It's 17 degrees. That's what it feels like. 25, that's the thermometer. That's 15 degrees above the temperature in Iowa City. I'm a glass half full kind of guy, right, guys?
You are.
Yeah. As we get you ready for some football here in New York City, glad to have you with us. Kevin Nagati alongside my guys. That is Mac Brown and Booger McFarland. First ever meeting between Boston College and Iowa. But when these guys look at each other, they're not going to see a lot of things that are different. What are you going to see?
They're going to see it's cold. There's no question about that. It's really cold. These two programs are very similar.
Yes.
Both head coaches were offensive line guys when they brought up. They believe in running the ball. They believe in stopping the run. They believe in very disciplined football programs.
They're built the same way. They go out and recruit 2- and 3-star guys. They don't want the 5-star guys. They want the guys that can bring in, develop. And to me, it's no coincidence. You get two programs, you don't see a lot of academic issues, nor do you see a lot of discipline issues at these two schools.
They're perfect fits for these schools.
To my right, you see the right field pole here. We are just above the judges' chambers here in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. And Aaron Judge, no doubt, is the hero in this stadium. The home run hitter tonight for the Eagles is true freshman AJ Dillon, who's a 4-star guy, Booger.
Without a doubt, he's a big physical running back, a great combination of size, speed, and athleticism. But don't get fooled. He can put his foot in the ground, cut on the dime, and give you 9 cents change back.
For them to win today, he's got to touch it 30, 35 times, get 200-plus yards. This guy's 240 pounds, and he runs a 10.7. 100 meters he can fly.
That's fast like me, boy.
Oh, here we go. He's starting early, Booger McFarland. The big size, we'll see the power game as well from Dillon. But on the other side, we're going to see some power on the defensive side, led by All-American Josie Jewell. He must have a big night.
Without a doubt. You may see bigger linebackers across the country. You may see faster. But what you will not see is a more productive linebacker. He goes sideline to sideline. He was the best linebacker in the Big Ten this year. A ton of production you'll see tonight.
3-time team captain. Unbelievable. Unheard of. What a leader. He's one of the top tacklers in NCAA history, and they didn't even think this guy was recruitable.
When you look at the Hawkeye sidelines, you see stability. Jen Latta joining us.
Well, thank you very much, guys. Yeah, Kirk Ferentz is the longest tenured active head coach in all of FBS, and with a win today, he would tie legendary coach Hayden Fry for the most wins in program history. I asked him about that recently, and he turned his attention to a fateful day back in 1981 when the kid from Pittsburgh made the trip to Iowa City with no intention of taking a job there. He said he was just looking for invaluable interview experience, but he was so impressed with what Hayden Fry had built that he not only stayed on as offensive line coach for 9 years, but 9 years later, when the opportunity presented itself to be the head coach, he went back and led the program. He tells me, I love my job, I love working at Iowa, and 19 years and 142 wins later, guys, he has certainly left his mark on the program.
Jen, thank you so much. When you see Ferentz, you see identity, and you see the same thing on the other side with Steve Adazio and what he's doing at Boston College.
Yeah,
Mac.
these guys are perfect fits. They're guys that believe in their place. Give Iowa credit. They've had 3 ADs and 2 football coaches the last 30-something years, and that's just not happening across college football, and that's why they've been consistently good.
And here we go. Iowa wins the toss. They defer, so kicking off the Boston College. Picked up at the 11-yard line, and that's where the BC offense will start with Michael Walker.
And one of the things to think about, guys, as cold as it is, the football is going to be cold. So don't be surprised tonight if the ball is on the ground a lot. Cold ball, guys don't want to handle it.
Ball's hard and cold.
When you look at Boston College, it's really their offense, and that is on the ground, led by, of course, AJ Dillon, quarterback Darius Wade, making his 6th career start. And he had to come in that NC State game after the injury to Anthony Brown. He's done a solid job. No surprise, there's Dillon, the workhorse. Just short of the 20-yard line.
Yeah, you got the big, strong offensive line up front. Booger, they said that Dillon was going to have to touch it 30 to 35 times. He's not a third down back. So he's the guy they hand it to. So he's going to carry the load today if Boston College is going to win.
He won't be on the field for second down as he had to get his sneaker back on that cleat. So in the backfield is John Hilleman, and they'll go to the left side with Hilleman. He'll pick up just about a yard.
Early on, you see a tendency breaker there. The strong side of the BC offensive line is the right side. A little prep, a little self-scouting. Let's say, you know what, let's run it the opposite way during bowl season. 2 runs to the left. Look for them right now to get the quarterback going. Maybe a little bootleg, maybe a little rollout. Get him comfortable throwing the football.
Hilleman picked up the first down. He'll remain in the backfield. Third play, they'll go with the pass, rolling out.
It.
And it's off the fingertips, and it's picked off.
Touchdown.
Jake Gervais, the offense, taking it inside the 10-yard line for the Hawkeyes.
Booger called the play. Little play action after 2 really good runs. He play action to his left. He's a left-hander. Just throws the ball too hard. Tight end hits it up in the air, and these linebackers and safeties are going to jump all over it at Iowa because they are ball hawks.
No doubt, Iowa is one of the top teams in the country at picking off the football. This is what they do well. They understand how to capitalize on it. And for Wade, just had to be a little bit more accurate, throw the football with a little bit more touch.
Yeah, they're second in the NCAA in interceptions.
Yes.
Now that's the 20th interception for the year.
Off the fingertips of Tommy Sweeney, and Gervais' 3rd interception of the season. And here comes the Hawkeyes, led by Nate Stanley. From the 6-yard line. On the ground, and it's the local kid, Akrum Wadley. And you see Stanley, 6'5", 212 pounds, the sophomore, 25 touchdowns. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes, just 6 picks on the season.
Big physical kid, Kev. He can make all the throws. You'll see him throw the football. And anytime you have weather like this where it's cold, the wind is blowing, it's great to have a strong arm like Stanley.
And he's not a runner, but he's really a good decision maker.
So Iowa's 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Stanley in shotgun. To pass. The fade route. Just a little bit too much. Lucas Dennis on the coverage.
The fact that you're seeing them throw a fade from that close in on 2nd down shows you the respect that they have for that Boston College front 7. Those guys up front are taught by Paul Pasqualoni. He's one of the best in the business. They have great technique. They play with low pads. They've got some inexperience at linebacker, but that should be a factor today. 3rd down, Boog, I think they're going to have to throw it or run a draw or screen.
Without a doubt. Look for the tight end here.
Wadley in the backfield. Stanley across the middle. Just too much, too high. Intended for Matt Vandenberg.
Great pressure by Zach Allen, too. That guy's a monster at defensive end. 6'5", 285, one of the better players in the country.
He's been outstanding. Everyone came into this season talking about Harold Landry. Allen has been the best defensive lineman for BC all year.
So Boston College, their defense, this would be considered a win if they could hold Iowa to a field goal. 24 yards out, Miguel Racinos, it's good. And Iowa gets on the board first. 2 minutes into this game, they lead the New Era Pinstripe Bowl 3-0. And welcome back to the Bronx. And right now, the storyline is the Iowa Hawkeye defense getting the first big play, the turnover. Gervais taking it inside the red zone, and that set up the first points of this game, a field goal for Iowa over BC so far.
Yeah, and if you're BC, we understand you're going to be a running football team. You can't allow the turnover to put you in a shell. You're still going to have to get Wade on the outside on the perimeter to allow him to make some throws. He's more comfortable on the perimeter, but they got to start running the football. 2 good runs, then you throw the interception. Look for a heavy dose of running game right here.
And Anthony Brown, the young quarterback, was the guy who started leading them to those 30-point games. It hasn't been Darius Wade, so they're going to have to help Darius tonight.
Walker on the return, going to the right side. Some daylight there, a little bit of real estate just inside the 30-yard line. Mac, what stands out here? What are you looking for?
Well, we said it, but it's the running game for both teams. It's going to be the team that runs the ball the best during the game and therefore stops the run, and special teams that both teams have struggled with, but especially with these weather conditions. And what do you think, Boog?
And I think once you get past that, one of these quarterbacks, either Wade or Stanley, is going to have to make a play in the passing game to get their team a victory.
It's Dillon back on the field. He'll get the carry left side. Booger, you brought it up on the last possession, going left side. A little bit of a surprise here?
A little bit of a surprise, since the better side of their offensive line is to the right. I got to think at some point they're trying to break some tendencies. At some point, they're going to get back to their bread and butter.
When you've got a month to prepare, you change a lot of different things in your game plan.
They're going hurry up. So they go to the right side here with Dillon. And he hits a wall right at the line of scrimmage. And it's the Nelson guys, Matt Nelson and Anthony Nelson, 6'8" and 6'7" respectively.
Two power forwards playing defensive line for Iowa. They're big, they're tough, they're physical, they're hard to move. Matt Nelson wanted to go to Stanford. Stanford wanted him. They talked him into coming to Iowa. Iowa loves him now.
Booger was the short run stopper. These guys are 6'7" and 6'8".
So it's a 3rd and long for this BC offense. Less than ideal here as Wade will look to the sidelines in shotgun.
Probably be screen or draw to help Wade.
Has some time in the pocket across the middle, a little high, but that's a first down pickup to Kobe White.
Good confidence of Scott Leffler in his quarterback. He stood tall. He waited till it opened over the middle. They cleared out those linebackers. And he throws it to White inside for a very good first down.
That's how you throw the ball. That was zone coverage by Iowa. He set back. He was confident. He read it. Great throw by Wade.
Dillon back in the backfield. Jeff Smith with the screen right side. He has some of that speed going to the right. Josh Jackson getting him out of bounds.
Yeah, this is like a sweep. He's got Jeff Smith, the previous quarterback, who's maybe the fastest player on their team. Good job blocking downfield by the tight end Garrison. Easy first down. Or easy 7-8 yards.
And here's one of the things I always want to do. Anytime you have a great corner like Jackson, make him tackle. He just wants to cover. Make him tackle the football.
2nd and 3, and it's Dillon once again left side. He wants that contact, and he gets a first down.
That's 240 pounds going north and south.
He goes north and south, Mac, but pay attention to AJ Dillon. Pay attention to the little subtle cut right there. The ability to elude a defender. This is not just a Christian Okoye bruiser. This guy has what I call sweet feet.
He's got a little of Marshawn Lynch in him, too, that beast mode.
Yes.
1st and
Both
10 here.
sound good.
They're going to go to pass deep. Some time, Wade looking down the field, getting the pressure, rolling to the right side. He'll just throw it away.
Great coverage by Iowa. And the tight end down the middle deep. Their tight ends are their guys. And Iowa covered it up really well off play action on the first down.
And sometimes, Coach, when you get a guy in one-on-one situation, older quarterback will just throw it up and give his guy an opportunity to make a play. Wade a little hesitant to do that, I understand it. But some point during the game, when you get one-on-one situations, throw it up and allow your guy to make a play.
Last time we saw Wade, 248 yards against Syracuse in that 42-14 win. They'll go to the left side on the ground once again.
You want to take your shot on first down, and especially in this weather. But when you do and miss, you're putting yourself in a tough spot with 2nd and 10. Now you're back to 3rd down and 8.
Dillon coming in, averaging 183 yards per game in his last 6 games. As I mentioned, nearly 1,100 yards on the ground those final 6 games. 3rd and long for the Eagles. Wade back to pass. Just too high.
Notice where he was, though, Kev. He was in the pocket where a conventional quarterback would stand. He's much more comfortable on the outside. He has a clean pocket. Guys wide open. He has to throw this ball in rhythm. The ball has to be going right now. You can't throw that ball a second late, and you can't throw it high.
And that's a young freshman that they're really high on. C.J. Lewis, 6'5". He was a quarterback commit to Tennessee. They think he'll be a superstar in the future. Wade had him right open, good protection. You've got to make that play. Now they're going for 4th down.
So 4th and 8. Boston College deciding to go for it.
Empty backfield. Be an option route.
Wade to the tight end. muscling in for the first down. Tommy Sweeney will move the chains.
Got your empty backfield. Gives him a chance to run the ball, but it's really good protection. Option route inside with Garrison, your tight ends on your linebackers. And both of these teams felt like they needed to put their tight ends and backs on their linebackers inside to be successful.
First down now for Boston College. Dillon in the backfield. He'll get the carry left side. Matt Nelson on the stop. Only Lamar Jackson got more all ACC votes than AJ Dillon, a true freshman.
Yeah, AJ committed to Michigan. Saw a lot of backs. He's a local young man. Decided he wanted to stay. He's a 4-star. Great get for Boston College.
11th play on the drive, 2nd and 7. Dillon again, left side.
Yeah, Kev, you can start to see what they're doing right now. Yeah, I understand they've had a few weeks off, and they're a predominantly right-running team. But guess who's over there for Iowa? Nelson and Nelson. So you can see the game plan right now by BC. We're not going to run at your strength. We're going to go the opposite way. It may be our weakness, but we're not going to run the football at Nelson and Nelson. Great adjustment. Now, does Iowa make the cat and mouse adjustment on their end?
And Boston College is not comfortable with their field goal kicker. So they're going to try to go 2 downs here to make the first.
John Hilliman in the backfield on a 3rd down. Wade across the middle. Finding Kobe White. And that's another first down to keep this drive alive.
Kobe White's a young superstar. He comes on the shallow route, right underneath.
And number 41, Bo Bauer for Iowa, they were in what we call a robber situation. Bauer has to stop Kobe from coming across the middle. He didn't. That's why he was wide open.
Darius Wade's getting some confidence.
So a 1st and goal, and here comes number 2. He'll go inside the 5-yard line. That is Dillon. Bo Bauer on the stop.
Give Scott Leffler, the offensive coordinator from Boston College, a lot of credit for getting easy throws for Darius Wade early in this ball game to regain his confidence after the early interception.
This feels like a classic Boston College drive.
And Iowa couldn't score when they were in this situation. Let's see if Boston College can come away with 7.
Stack in the box, 2nd and goal. It's Dillon once again. Powering! Touchdown, Boston College!
And notice where they're going, Kev. They're going to the left-hand side. When does Iowa make the adjustment?
This is your power play. Got big guy in the backfield, big 75 at fullback. He comes and kicks out the defensive end. And they put that big 240-pound sweet feet in that end zone.
Sweet feet, baby.
The freshman from New London, Connecticut, with his 14th touchdown on the ground this season. The extra point is good, and BC is now on the board.
This would be like putting Booger at fullback.
At tailback. No, I would be a tailback.
No. You're at fullback. You're 75. You're offset. You just knocked that whole left side of the line in the end zone. Easy score for Dillon. Really credit Boston College for giving up the quick 3-pointer after the turnover and having enough confidence to come right back.
So Iowa will get the chance to respond. Closing seconds of this first quarter. It's Akrum Wadley, the running back, making a move to the left side. He has real estate. Wadley to the 30, patiently waiting for a blocker, and he's in the red zone.
That is a huge answer right there. When it felt like BC had all the momentum, Iowa's best offensive player makes a play.
That's the end of the first quarter here at Yankee Stadium. We'll be back after these messages. You're watching the New Era Pinstripe Bowl on ESPN. And welcome back to the 2017 New Era Pinstripe Bowl between the Boston College Eagles and the Iowa Hawkeyes, part of Capital One Bowl Mania here on ESPN. Right now it's BC up 7-3 as we begin the second quarter, but Iowa on a big kickoff return by Akrum Wadley, just his 5th return of the season. The star running back going 72 yards to put the Hawkeyes in the red zone. Iowa now will have the football from the 12-yard line, and they'll go to the ground once again. Another big stop from that front line.
No, that's a huge play in this ball game if Iowa ends up scoring. We've got to go back to the first drive after the interception. Boston College stops. Iowa inside the 10, forces field goal. Can they do it again?
Yes.
Goes back to Iowa's inability to run the football.
They get 4 on that carry there from Wadley. 2nd and 6 for the Hawkeyes. Stanley, the fake handoff on the right side. Is the big tight end, Noah Fant. All he does is catch touchdowns, guys.
That's number 11. Got a little naked boot. Been running the ball. They fake it up inside. Slipped him in from the other side. He comes across the formation into the flat. Easy touchdown.
Little misdirection, coach. They've been running the ball really good with the inside zone. Now you send everybody line, everybody to the left. You slip Font out to the right. Linebackers are full wide open.
Great call by Brent Fritz.
We see a little trickeration here.
Excuse me, offensive coordinator. No, that's just the way they line up on their extra points.
Little swinging gate, Kel, just to see if you're honest. If BC did not adjust, they would run the 2-point play. Since BC adjusted, they line up conventionally, kick the field goal.
And the extra point is good, and it is Iowa with their first touchdown at the ball game. Noah Fant, the Omaha, Nebraska native, with his 11th touchdown of the season. We're not in Iowa City, but we still feel the love here. A tradition that started in early September after the first quarter. Kids, the families, the caregivers, the child life specialists who are watching from Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital, which overlooks Kinnick Stadium. This wave of hope and salute to the kids and the families. Really special. Earned Iowa the Disney Spirit Award, and Kirk Ferentz and his wife Mary making $1 million donation to help create a program in the neonatal research division, and their family losing a granddaughter, Savvy, 2014, born prematurely at 21 weeks. The impact, you could feel it. It's one of those great traditions that started and picked up in college football, and I'm so glad we continue to carry it here at the Pinstripe Bowl.
Well, it's important to understand and know that, you know, they were building this hospital, and when you get to almost to the top when they're done with it, and you know, Kirk's talking about, can you see inside the stadium? He said no. So you know what? How much is it going to cost to build an extra floor where we can see into it? They raised that money. He put some of his own private money in there. Here's a coach. So much is made about all the coaches, Mac, you included, making all the big money. Here's a coach taking some of his own money, putting back into this program and allowing these kids tremendous tradition, tremendous story that doesn't get talked about enough, Kev.
And that just means he's part of the place.
Yes, yes.
He's not just the coach at Iowa. He is part of the place. And all you guys have kids, young kids. I have grandkids. It touches all of our heart. What a story, what a tradition.
Kids feel like they're a part of something, as well as the families and the caregivers. Pretty special in Iowa City. Boston College with the football now. It's Thad Smith to the left side. He brings that ability with the jet sweep going left.
Jet sweep, little reverse. Anytime they want to get outside, because Dillon is not an outside running back. He wants to keep it between the tackles. So when they run the football outside, you fake inside to Dillon, you give it to Thad Smith. Now you're trying to hit your home run play on the edge.
And that was one of the things Boston College talked about. They want to go to the edges. Left to right. It's Dillon between the tackles.
And at some point, I look for Iowa to make the adjustment, Kel, because Nelson and Nelson are on the left side, Boston College's right side. Boston College is running the football to the left. Even Dillon is starting to bend everything back to the left, away from the strength of Iowa. When does Iowa make the adjustment?
We could be aware when they take Dillon out on first down, it could be for passing purposes.
Yes.
And that is John Hilliman in the backfield. better blocker.
Check with me to the sideline.
Little trickeration. It's Jeff Smith now getting the ball going to the left side. Slips to the ground, and that frozen turf playing a role.
Well, you can see that's the trouble with running sideways, because he gets out there. They've got him 5, 6, 8 yards probably. Jeff Smith's their fastest player on the reverse. He tries to plant right there, and he slips. He really tried to plant on the inside foot. He's got to try to plant that outside foot and get up inside.
Don't really like that play call. Sometimes you can get too cute as a coach, as you would know, Mac, back in your day. Sometimes you get a little too cute. Just run the football and pound it up inside.
And that's what they're doing. They're going to the right side here, and that is Dillon.
Well, and really they're running sideways to get those linebackers to look with eye candy and get soft and lose their eye discipline, and then coming back north and south with Dillon.
Is the philosophy, though, Booger, on these trick plays to keep the defense honest? I mean, is that what we're trying to see here from this offense early on?
As Max said, sometimes you're trying to loosen the defense up. I get that. But when you have a physical running game, especially when you have a young quarterback, you don't want to get behind in a down and distance, Kev. That's the reason I didn't like it.
3rd and short, and Dillon's on the sidelines, and he's walking a little slowly. Wade, the pass, across the middle, and that's a first down.
You can see most of Wade's passes are shallow crosses, quick outs, or passes on the move to his left. They've done a good job of getting him things that he can complete.
The goal early on is getting him those easy throws and build the confidence in the pocket. Dillon back on the field. 1st and 10. Little hesitancy there. Looked like he slipped by the logo. He'll still pick up about 4 yards.
Booker, I think what we're seeing is this field is getting colder and colder and more frozen.
Yes.
Even through this first quarter, so it's going to be a factor here. He starts to his left. He slips twice. It's like being on in an ice rink, and he really couldn't plant and go forward. So field conditions are really going to be a factor as this game continues.
I'm impressed with his balance at 6 foot, 240 pounds.
See, he couldn't stand up there on the play fake.
Wade has some time, the deep ball, and it's caught! Touchdown! Tommy Sweeney off the deflection.
Just as the coach drew it up. You know, Kel, this is what we mean. Sometimes you have to trust your young quarterback. Wade stands back there. Yes, he underthrows it a little bit, but because it's a one-on-one situation out there, now Sweeney was able to make a play with the tip ball.
Well, and with game plan, it's the first time they've had Dillon in the game and thrown a pass.
Yes.
So they faked the off-tackle run on 1st down and then threw the ball deep. And you've got Amani Hooker, who has not played as late, tipping the ball, knocking away Amani. Good concentration by the big tight end for the score.
Right now, the site is all smiles for Boston College. Tommy Sweeney, how about a career-long 39-yard touchdown catch? And the Eagles up right now at the moment. The New Era Pinstripe Bowl here at Yankee Stadium, 14-10 over Iowa.
You know, Kev, it's important to understand what the weather is doing to this game right now. The weather is only going to deteriorate even more. So how do the offensive coordinators adjust? This game is going to become a game that's played in between the hash marks. And remember, this is a baseball stadium. Most football stadiums would have heated coils underneath the field, so the field would not freeze. This field is freezing.
Stanley to pass, feeling the pressure, and he's taken down. Kevin Bletzer with the big sack.
He had a receiver wide open, and I know it doesn't matter, Booger, but they had the tight end going deep, and then they had Nick Easley, number 84, coming across on the crossing route. He is totally wide open, but Bletzer, the linebacker, gets him before he has a chance to throw the ball. And therefore, it doesn't matter that he's open, right, Booger?
Not at all. 2nd and long, try to get some of this back to make it 3rd and manageable here.
Stanley. A little hesitation. He'll hand the ball off to Wadley up the middle. Make that James Butler, and he will pick up the first down.
Just a lead draw. Sitting out of the backfield. Everybody's thinking pass on second long.
First thing Stanley does is show you like he's throwing the football. Now those linebackers take a step back. The offensive lineman can get up on him. But notice what they're doing. It's north and south, Kev. This field is frozen. Your running backs look better when they're going north and south on a stable field.
And we've talked about the running backs. It's also harder for the defensive linemen to plant and change direction and make tackles.
Stanley looking to throw the ball deep. Has some time, but flushed out of the pocket.
And you talk about, Kev, the BC injuries. BC's missing their best linebacker, their best offensive lineman. They got most of those guys are coming back next year. So this team will actually look different as we watch Stanley now under pressure, trying to move, slipping around there in the pocket.
Both those ends are good. They're chasing hard. 11, Wyatt Ray and Zach Allen, big number 2. But they've had trouble blocking Noah Merritt inside, Booger, and he's the guy that's just 6 foot 290. He's been a hard little guy to knock around in there.
Merritt, a wrestler in high school. 2nd and 13 for Iowa. It's Butler once again. And he's taken back.
And you know, both these teams talked about penalties. This drive was upset to start with when Nick Easley had the motion call because he put them in a 1st and 15. In this ball game, you can't be 1st and 15 and start trying to overcome it all the time and be in 3rd and long. Easley's got to do a better job. He's been around too long to have a motion call.
Now it's 3rd and long. I would look for 87 Noah Font or 89 Matt Vanderberg. 2 guys they want to get the football to in the passing game.
Stanley so far.
Or Wadley, because if they get in space, might throw a screen also.
Stanley so far 2 completions. Short screen there to the right side. It's Vanderberg. And he stopped well short of that first down.
Had the screen, turned it up. Good defense by Boston College. Looks like I was going to go for it.
Yeah, I was just wondering, based on the weather conditions, based on field positions, you might not get enough opportunities to be on the opposing side of the 50. You may have to take advantage of this one. I like this call here.
And they love those tight ends on option routes in this situation. Got a 4th and 4. Get past the sticks, turn around, let him throw it to you.
Keep an eye on number 87, Noah Fant.
Both tight ends in the game.
A little quick kick.
Quick there.
You got to stop it, though.
And they do at the 1-yard line. Excellent work by Nick Easley slowing it down.
BC may want to take a look at this. It was awfully close.
Well, I just jumped on Nick about the motion call. If he held that out of there, it's
Nate Stanley with the punt. More after this. Dillon in the backfield. Pick up about 4 yards.
The quick kick was a great call by Coach Ferentz in a game like this with the weather conditions like they are. He punted him down inside the 4-yard line, 3-yard line, and field position has changed completely now. You go for the 4th down, don't make it, you got problems.
Nate Stanley's 3rd punt of the season. 2nd and 5, left side. It's Dillon once again. Just shy of that first down marker.
They said he had to carry it 30 to 35 times, Booger. He's well on his way.
Well on his way.
And they said for them to win, he had to gain 200 yards, so he's got to break along.
And I don't want people to get confused with BC running this hurry up. They're trying to keep Iowa in a certain personnel, no substituting. They're not trying to go super fast. This is all planned out.
Dillon's 17th carry of the game going to the right side. It's a foot race. Tracked down by Amani Hooker. We saw the power, there was the speed, the ability to break a big play, the home run hitter for the Eagles.
Get in short yardage. You've got those safeties and corners up near the line of scrimmage, and when you break it, there's nobody at the second level to make the play, and Hooker has to catch him from behind.
It was a missed tackle, though. Iowa had a man there to make the play, but he didn't want to tackle number 2.
Now they're going quick.
66 yards on that run by Dillon. Is John Helleman now on the field. Let's go to the sideline. Jen?
Well, hey there, guys. You saw Tommy Sweeney find the end zone earlier. He told us that Dillon is like an eraser for this offense. He fixes all of our mistakes. If we block the wrong way, he can still make something out of it. Jason Baum handles communication for the BC football team. Throughout the season, he would text Dillon and say, hey, man, you're this close to one of our Boston College freshman rushing records. And Dillon would text him back saying, yeah, but I'm this close to the ACC freshman rushing record.
Bright young man, Jen. Thank you so much.
As you sit here and watch this game unfold, Kev, late in the second quarter, I'm starting to see the team in maroon start to push the team in white down the field. The interior of the BC offensive line is starting to control this football game.
Yeah, this will be a killer score if they take it in, because it's a 97-yard drive.
Yep.
3rd and short, and Dillon's back on the field.
2 tight ends.
They'll get the carry. Little slip there, of course. Anthony Nelson with the stop, which makes his 66-yard run even more impressive. This is a skating ring right now on the field.
4th down, coach. Would you go here, or would you take the 3 points?
I go, even on an icy field. Normally, I would take the 3 points, but you're running the ball well. Since you're down here and it's a field position game, you don't feel great with your kicker. And Coach Adazio told us yesterday if he gets in 3rd, 4th down situation short, he's going for it.
They're going to go for the field goal opportunity here.
That's a lot of discussion between some assistants to head coach. Coach, it's slippery. We just didn't make a 3rd and 1. Let's kick it.
30-yarder for Colton Lichtenberg. It's good.
Those assistants that talk Coach Adazio into it are really happy that it's good.
That's the end of the first half here at Yankee Stadium. Iowa down by 7 to Boston College. Now it's time for the Mercedes-Benz halftime report. Let's go to the studio.
Coach, what type of feedback are you getting from your players on the surface out there?
Well, I mean, it's tough. It's slippery. It's the cleats can't grab, and some guys are on sneaks. But I mean, it's the way it is. I mean, it's we're playing a really competitive game. Both teams out here. It's a great environment, and we just got to, everybody's got to find a way to make your plays.
We knew there would be a heavy dose of the run game, and yet there has been a lot of passing as well. Are you pleased with the balance and what your quarterback is doing?
Yeah, I mean, we decided we're going to call the game, and we're going to call it with balance. I said we were going to do that, and that's what we're trying to do right now.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the 2017 New Era Pinstripe Bowl between Boston College and Iowa, part of the Capital One Bowl Mania here on ESPN. It is Boston College, the 17-10 lead over Iowa. Kirk Ferentz and his squad will receive to start off the second half here. Kevin Agani back here with Mac Brown and Booger McFarland, and we've been in let's just say cozier environments, and it's not because of the hospitality. The Yankees and the city of New York have been fantastic. It's just the conditions. As we've seen the field get a little bit tougher and harder to actually plant and run, and we've seen that with Iowa. They've had trouble pushing this offense down the field.
You've played in this kind of weather. What's the difference? What do they have to do the second half?
Well, they're going to have to dictate their running game to be north and south. You can't get outside, and if you're Iowa, you have to understand BC's playing with a 3rd-team middle linebacker. Run the football up the middle. This game will be won by which team can run the football, which team can stop the run.
And then running the football, we've seen it from AJ Dillon so far as we take a look at the Royal Caribbean first half stats, and it's led by number 2, the true freshman. And he basically accounts for the majority of these yards here for the Eagles, 281, and for Dillon on the ground, 126. The thing that really stands out for Iowa, they can't put together or sustain a long drive. 0 for 4 in 3rd down conversions.
No, we said it would be the team that ran the ball the best. Well, so far, AJ Dillon and Boston College is doing that. Booger also said it'd be the quarterback that plays the best, and right now, Darius Wade is playing better. So this game is much closer than the stats would make you think. And Boston College does not need to let Iowa hang in there. They need to get some more points.
And if you're Iowa, the only reason you're in this game is because of the kickoff return and because of the turnover. The stats say this game should be a blowout, but it's a one-play game right now.
We'll see if Iowa can respond and sustain a drive here. As Akrum Wadley, the local kid, and he had a big kickoff return in the first half. Another big one here for the Hawkeyes. Akrum Wadley going to the left side. He's been one of the positives here for the Hawkeyes.
He has, but he's not going to be able to do it by himself, Kel. They're going to have to throw the football at some point on first down. BC is doing a great job of stacking the line of scrimmage and stopping the run. Nate Stanley is going to have to make a play in this game.
And we've got to remember that the Iowa defense is really, the Iowa offensive line is really thin.
Yes.
They're down 3 really good football players.
3 guys out because of injuries or violating team rules. Wadley the carry again. This is what they know. Run the football, and just shy of that first down. Depends on where they mark it. He may have gotten the first down.
You know, Booger talked about halftime adjustments. Obviously, the Iowa coaches got on their team, and they've come out with a different attitude to start the second half. They're running the ball better, and their defense got off the field much quicker.
Would love to see some first down play action here, Coach.
It is a first down now for the Hawkeyes. And when you say play action, Booger, you're looking for the tight ends?
Anyone besides Wadley.
And Wadley will get the carry.
I think what we're seeing is that they're attacking that young middle linebacker, Davon Jones, because he's inexperienced. And one thing a running back isn't used to doing is taking on the isolation play.
Yeah.
And we're seeing power at him. We're seeing isolation at him. And that seems to be something that the offensive staff talked about at halftime.
Could you imagine that? Just a month ago, he was playing tailback.
Yeah.
Now he's playing middle linebacker.
14 days.
Yes.
5'10", 220-pound sophomore from Worcester. Jones, in his last game, had 8 tackles against Syracuse. 2nd and 7. Play action with Stanley to the tight end, but he's immediately hit.
It's a little play action. I've always liked watching Will Harris play. He's a safety. He doesn't bite on the play. He stays in the flat. He's a very strong tackler. Very good play by Will Harris.
6'2", 210 pounds. You look at his body, he could play linebacker in this scheme.
Tremendous job by Wyatt Ray, though. He held his position on the end, forced Stanley to throw the ball before he wanted to.
So 3rd and 7.
Maybe 4 down territory.
Stanley, little pump across the middle, has somebody open. Beautiful pass and catch.
Man-free coverage, giving your guy an opportunity to make a play, Kev.
That's a tight window to Nick Easley, who holds on.
Better protection by the offensive line, but a perfect throw. Had to be perfect, and it was, over Torres' head, and Torres comes in on 3rd down as the nickelback.
32-yard completion, and here comes Iowa.
Heavy dose of Wadley coming now.
Wadley finds a seam, pick up about 8 yards.
This is the first time it looks like Iowa's offense has had some momentum in this ball game.
It's 4 down territory too, guys. I honestly think that they're going to run the football here.
Going no huddle right now. Wadley, the local kid, will go in for the touchdown. A homecoming from Akrum Wadley. Grew up about 25 miles from Yankee Stadium in Newark, New Jersey. Plenty of family and friends in attendance.
Wadley scored the touchdown, Kev, but it was all set up because of the big play in the pass game. Stanley had to throw the football. You're not going to matriculate the ball down the field 3 yards at a time against this defense. You have to make a play in the passing game. Stanley did. Wadley converted. That's Iowa football.
Well, and Iowa came out of the dressing room, long kickoff return, really good field position, and then started running the football, little play action, hit the ball deep, runs it in.
The extra point is good from Racinos. Nate Stanley, beautiful ball to Nick easily right there. And Wadley will go in for the score. Tie things up at 17 apiece. New York City during the holidays, get the chance to go see the tree at Rockefeller Center, and I would recommend you bundle up as we are. And this guy's just showing off. Our colleague Damian Woody, and of course, BC grad. Just coming out here in sweats and just laughing at the entire crew, huh?
It's just a brisk day out here.
Yeah,
you guys all bundled. You guys are from the South, so your blood is a little thinner. I've kind of built up a tolerance to this.
As my mother would say, boy, where's your coat?
Yeah.
I'd say define brisk. That's what I would think.
But as an offensive lineman, too, you favor this condition here, this weather and this style of attack that we've seen from both teams, right?
Oh, absolutely, because that field out there is like an ice rink. There's really no rush from a guy like Booger. So as an offensive lineman, you're basically going to run the football the whole game. We don't have to worry about any type of pass rush.
How proud of you are of Coach Steve Adazio and what he's done coming into this program. It's a physical football team, and I know as an offensive lineman, you got to like that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you look at BC last year, I don't think we won a game in the ACC last year. You come in this year, you know, we went 7 games. Yeah. You know, that's a huge step forward for this program. It's all about energy for the BC program moving forward.
For real, Damon, you ain't cold at all? You're not cold one bit?
He cold as I don't know what.
Man, I got a lot of insulation, okay? I'm okay over here. I'm good. I'm good.
What's the coldest that you've ever played a game in, the conditions?
Oh, that's easy. When I played with the New England Patriots, we played in a divisional playoff game against the Tennessee Titans. It was like -13.
-13.
And the wind chill was like -20, like 20-something. It was, I didn't even care if I won the game. I was just ready to get it over with.
Booger, how about yourself? He's giving us the offensive perspective as a defensive player. The coldest conditions for you environment-wise?
Green Bay, Wisconsin, the actual temperature was 0. The wind chill was -15. The sun was out. But the great thing about playing in Green Bay, it's a football stadium. So the field was not frozen because they had the cars underneath the field. But as a defensive guy, Kev, you have no traction. You can't get any grip. And more importantly, if the scores get out of hand, you don't want to hit anybody whatsoever.
At all, huh?
At all. I'm watching the clock.
Yeah.
A lot.
You're watching the clock right now. 7:06 here in the third quarter as Parker Hesse with the deflection. So they'll go back to the running game. And Damian, when I mentioned the running game, it begins and ends with number 2. I mean, a special talent with the freshman AJ Dillon.
Yeah, he is. You're talking about a war daddy at the running back position. This guy's 240 pounds. And listen, on a day like today, I don't know if too many defensive backs or defensive guys, period, that want to come up there and stick it to a guy that size.
Boston College does not need to give the ball up. They need to make a first down here.
Dillon, left side on 3rd and 4. It's another big stop from the Hawkeyes defense. Ben Neiman, Hesse as well on the stop.
Kevin, I hate the cold. We're playing Oklahoma one day in the middle of the season, Cotton Bowl. We're freezing. We've got all of our jackets on. We're bundled up. Oklahoma's got nothing on. They kicked our rear ends really good. We go to Kansas the next week, and I said, okay, no jackets. No cover up, no nothing. We go down 10-0. I said, get my jacket. I am freezing. We're going to get our rear ends kicked. I'm at least going to be warm.
It's amazing how coaches think of those things. It's the jackets. You guys should freeze. You'll play better.
Mac, did you win the game?
51-17.
Oh, that's why I told
and
the
I was
story.
warm.
Against Kansas.
Yeah.
It was against Kansas.
Yeah,
It was
we
the
were down
Colts,
10-0 against Kansas, too, by the way.
So a first down for Iowa. Left side, it's Butler. Looks like they're going to let the clock run off here to close out this third quarter, and it's been all Hawkeyes so far in this second half.
I love it when you go to the fourth quarter. Everybody holds their hand up, signaling the number 4 right now. As we're about to dominate this fourth quarter, Cam.
Well, and when you look at it, Iowa's outscored people 113 to 57 in the fourth quarter.
It's their quarter.
So they can hold those four up and feel good about it.
We're at the end of the third here at Yankee Stadium. We'll be back after these messages. You're watching the New Era Pinstripe Bowl on ESPN. Welcome back to Yankee Stadium. Football in December. The New Era Pinstripe Bowl 2017 style featuring Iowa versus Steve Adazio's Boston College Eagles. We're tied at 17 apiece. Kevin Nagandi here alongside Mac Brown, Booger McFarland, and Jen Latta. Glad you are joining us as we start the fourth quarter. Iowa, a 2nd and 9.
That unbalanced line, Kevin, moved the tight end over to the trip side.
It's Butler. Couple yards here. They have dominated the second half. A completely different team that has found their identity, and that is running the football. But as you guys have mentioned, we saw it on their drive where they scored a touchdown. Stanley's going to have to make a couple throws.
It's important to know they're running the ball well, but it was all started by Stanley making some throws. And at some point, if a turnover is not going to decide the game, one of the quarterbacks is going to have to make a play. Stanley has proven he can do it in the second half, Wade in the first half.
It may be on this specific down, 3rd and 8, because he made that big 32-yard throw on a 3rd down. Their only conversion of the game. It is Wadley. Wadley wide open. That's a first down and more.
Blown coverage by BC there. Wadley's wide open in the flat. Somebody had to either vacate the wrong zone or just a blown coverage, Kev.
Well, it looked like man coverage, and you got all those young linebackers in there, Booger, and you can see Schwab had him. He got picked off, and it was a throw behind the line of scrimmage, so excellent play call by Iowa.
17-yard pickup on 3rd and 8. And Wadley, he's got that versatility, has nice hands as a running back coming out of that backfield. 26 catches on the season.
Unbalanced line again, and they're running to the backside of it.
It's Wadley again.
You can see they're trying to isolate the young freshman linebacker.
That is Davon Jones.
And what happens is anytime you go unbalanced line, Kev, you have to shift. Everybody has to move a man over. So everything you thought you saw when the ball was initially put down, now you have to adjust. And it's tough for a young linebacker. More importantly, a guy that played tailback a month ago to do that.
Yeah, he's the 3rd string on the depth chart at tailback just a month ago. Last time we saw him against Syracuse, he had 8 tackles.
Now they're shifting with 2 tight ends. Got the power game.
Wadley on the 7-yard pickup on 2nd and 3. He'll get the first down, and that pile's moving forward for the Hawkeyes.
It's just a numbers game right now, Cal. Great job by Brian Ferentz of understanding that you have a young middle linebacker. And so now they're just playing games with them. They're going unbalanced left, unbalanced right. They're putting 2 or 3 tight ends to one side, making this young linebacker think. And what happens when players think, they don't play fast.
Well, and you've got Davon Johnson that's been there for 14 practices, and you've got Isaiah McDuffie that's a true freshman. So you got 2 young linebackers in there that have to handle the power and the different misdirection plays.
First down, it's Wadley again. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Wadley, such a great story. In his first year, there was doubts if he was going to make it on the team. 8th string running back. His mom told him, you get out what you put in. And now we're seeing a young man who's going to finish his career first running back to rush for 1,000 yards in back-to-back years in 15 seasons at Iowa.
He's a small guy now, only 195. Imagine if he was 210, 215, he'd be in the same category as some of the other guys we mentioned in the Big Ten, like a Saquon Barkley, some of those bigger running backs.
That's what the coaching staff felt like. If he had 20 more pounds on his frame, he'd be in the Heisman conversation. Stanley trying to go deep, just a little too much. Intended for Hawkinson in the corner of the end zone.
Looked like a post corner route to the backside after you had play action to the front side. And Hawkinson has been a really good player. So he came inside, he faked the safety, he got open between the corner and safety. It looked like Stanley held the ball a little too long again, and they didn't have a chance for the play. Good design, he was open, got to make the play. Now they're going for 4th down.
Huge down for BC here.
Or 3rd, excuse me, still 3rd and 11.
Huge down.
Empty backfield, probably a screen.
Stanley has some time. Going left side. Incomplete, intended for Ivory Kelly Martin. Isaiah McDuffie, the true freshman on the coverage.
Yeah, it had a true freshman, Martin, trying to catch it with the option route underneath. It was man coverage, and he ran. So they were trying to match up the fast young running back against the linebacker in space.
So coming out the kick is Miguel Racinos. 38-yard field goal attempt. He was hitting from 45 in pregame.
Would you take it, Coach?
I would not. It's too far. 4th and 11. Got to kick it. And I would make it.
You'd be a great coach.
Hindsight,
I'd say
2020,
kick it,
it's a
son,
beautiful
but
thing.
by the way, make it.
Iowa.
Go ahead and make
The
it.
field goal is good. They have a 3-point lead. Michael Walker on the return. Good field position for the Eagles, and they need it. They've been outscored 10-0 this half. Let's go down to Jen Latta. Jen?
Well, guys, after Iowa went 12-0 in the 2016 regular season and wound up in the Rose Bowl, Kurt Ferentz was not surprised that other programs were interested in his assistants, and one of those was his linebackers coach, Jim Reed, who was hired as a defensive coordinator at Boston College. We talked to Jim earlier this week, and he was incredibly complimentary of all those kids at Iowa who he coached, telling us he wasn't sure if he was going to see them until game time, but he actually ran into a number of them at the 9/11 memorial earlier this week. He said it was an emotional reunion. He's so proud of what they've accomplished, and he said he loves all of those guys, including, of course, Josie Jewell, who has been awarded as one of the best linebackers in the country.
Jen, thank you so much. Reed's one of those emotional guys. Love the Massachusetts accent. You know, he goes back to his days coaching against Kirk when they were at Maine and UMass. So they have a long history.
Coaches love the kids that they coach, and you love them when you're even coaching against them and you just left them. It's that's just part of the reason you coach.
So 3rd and 4 for BC, just 1 first down in this second half. They've run 14 plays for a total of 41 yards in this second half. Wade on 3rd down, rolling left side. Finding the tight end, Tommy Sweeney, and Sweeney's on the move! He has daylight! Tripped up inside the 10-yard line. Amani Hooker with the basically game-saving touchdown tackle right there, because in a game like this, every touchdown matters with 10 minutes to go.
You've got 2 tight ends. You fake it to your back in the run. You have the naked boot out to the field, and you hit your second tight end underneath Sweeney. Your first one's in the flat for a huge gain. Great play call by Scott Leffler.
Still a 1st and goal here, and it's number 2, and that is Dillon left side. He's hit immediately.
You really hurt yourself with a 5-yard penalty to start the series. You got momentum. You cannot have negative plays.
And if I'm the BC coaching scab, the down I throw the football on is now 2nd down. I don't wait until 3rd down. I want to throw it now on 2nd down with Wade. It's less predictable.
And you've got to trust your quarterback, because you've got to keep the right to kick if you can't score.
Yes.
No turnover here.
2nd and goal from the 12. Wade on the run. They'll pick up about 6 yards. Josie Jewell with the tackle.
2 great players, Josh Jackson, All-American, coming in, and Josie Jewell. Your superstars step up in the end when they have to.
That tackle by Hooker playing a big part. Are we talking 2-down territory, guys?
No, because the score is 20-17. I think if you were down 4, maybe you go for a touchdown, but you got to tie this score up and keep the game going back and forth between the 2 teams.
You look at a sprint to the left, you're probably going to throw to your tight ends.
Wade feeling the pressure to the end zone. Incomplete.
Now you got to go field goal because you're too far with a 4th and 6 or 7.
Intended for Kobe White.
Out of
And I bring up the kicking situation because
Yes.
we've seen Boston College go through some struggles with the kicking game all season long.
Yeah, this was a high-low route to Kobe White in the corner. Timing was not good. It didn't give them an opportunity to score.
24 yards out for Lichtenberg. Kick is good. No surprise, we have a tie game here at the New Era Pinstripe Bowl, Yankee Stadium, with 8 minutes to go. More after this. Approaching a decade here, this special bowl at Yankee Stadium. See past winners. The last 3 of them have won by a combined 11 points, and we're delivering here in 2017 as we are tied at 20 apiece between BC and Iowa.
Kickoffs have been tough for BC, so I would definitely kick it to one of the big guys. Don't kick it to that fast guy in the back.
That is Wadley, who's been fantastic, by the way.
Boston College has taken some momentum here, so it's important for Iowa to turn it around and get better field position.
James Butler with the carry. Immediately stopped. That defensive front from Boston College, they have played lights out this game.
It's an amazing feat for them to play with the experience they've played today with at linebacker and still be able to stay in this ball game.
What
I mean, it's unbelievable.
And I think they've done it, Mac, because of Wyatt Ray and Zach Allen. And, you know, those 2 guys have controlled the line of scrimmage. And we haven't even talked about Ray Smith, their best inside guy. The defensive front has played a great role in the game today for BC.
On the left side, it's Wadley, and he's taken down from behind. Outstanding night from Noah Merritt from Sparta, New Jersey. And Booger, you describe he's got a little twitch to him. What does that mean?
Noah Merritt, he's a former wrestler. He's got a little twitch to him. I mean, he's a guy that can get from point A to point B in a hurry. That's an outstanding play right there. Those are plays that'll get him playing on Sunday, Kev.
He's played as well at the line of scrimmage tonight as anybody in this ball game. He's made a lot of penetration plays.
Big 3rd down here for Iowa in the offense. Delay handoff, and Wadley's hit.
And now, guys, we're looking at 6:03 left in the ball game, so this clock is becoming a factor too. Once again, hands the ball up inside. That front 7 is playing lights out. Guys read the draw play well. Looked like they knew it was coming and made a solid tackle. Now you try to return it. You don't come after it because you don't want to give them a chance to have the first down with a roughing.
Get the punt off. Michael Walker. That's one of those you hold your breath as a coach coming off the bounce. So Boston College and their offense have come out. Good field position, tied at 20. Just over 5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Beautiful New Era Pinstripe Bowl trophy right there as we are tied at 20 apiece. Kevin Nagandi, Mac Brown, Booger McFarland, Jen Latta on the call. BC with the football in great field position.
Coach Adazio's told this offense, let's finish the game on offense. Defense, got to get a 3 and out, Boog. Got to get the ball back.
5:22 to go in this contest. It's Dillon. He's had a quiet second half so far.
And you got to give Iowa a lot of credit. Iowa made some adjustments, and the defensive front for Iowa was playing a little bit more physical. In the first half, I thought the BC offensive line took it to the Iowa defense. They ran left a little bit more, away from Nelson and Nelson. The adjustments made in the second half are paying dividends.
Pickup of a couple yards, less than 30 yards in the second half from the true freshman Dillon. 2nd and 8. Wade at the line. You see the slip by Dillon in the backfield. Wade has plenty of time going to the outside. Was it a catch? No.
Uncatchable ball. Ball was out of
Uncatchable
bounds.
ball. Tommy Sweeney there. Ben Neiman on the coverage. And Sweeney's been Wade's favorite target. 6 catches, 130 yards, a career high in receptions and yards.
And Ben Neiman's dad, Jay, played for us at Iowa State. His dad's a defensive coordinator at out at Rutgers, so he knew he could push him out of bounds. He didn't want to push him inbounds.
You coached at every school, right?
I moved around because of sickness. They got sick of me and I moved.
I love it.
3rd and 8. Wade in the pocket, losing the football.
I think that's a fumble.
Anthony Nelson forcing the turnover. And it's Parker Hesse who recovers. We were waiting for the big play.
There is no penalty on the play. A beanbag was to have been dropped. There is no foul in the play. First down.
The big break for the Hawkeyes defense.
Tremendous play by Nelson. He's got 6 sacks and 8 tackles for loss on the season, but none more important right here. That's just an effort sack right there. He doesn't give up on the play, and then the 6'8" frame, the long reach with the arms, knocked the ball out of Wade's hands. Unbelievable effort, hustle, and athletic play by Nelson.
And Booger, he beat the best offensive lineman for Boston College, Lindstrom, in a very difficult situation. What a play. What a play by Iowa.
That was Iowa's first sack of the game. What a time for them to come up big, that front line, and force the turnover.
Now you've got man-free coverage, man all over the field, 1 free high.
Love play action throwing on first down here.
Wadley in the backfield. He'll get the carry. Has that burst of speed, left side, still running. Inside the red zone. The Newark native in front of many family and friends.
And a sprint formation. He ran a trap up inside. He breaks through the front 7. Really good tackle by the safety.
Very similar to what the New England Patriots do. You bring the tight end down. We see it a lot when they bring Gronk inside on the wham play. You can tell that Kirk Ferentz and Brian Ferentz have been talking to Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels.
Well, and Brian actually worked for Coach Belichick some, so there's a lot of influence with the Patriots on the staff.
27 yards on the pickup for Wadley.
Now you've got your field goal. You've got 3:40 left. Be smart.
He's got him wide open.
Stanley rolling right. The connection. Touchdown, Iowa. Nate Weeding.
I'm surprised they took that long, Kev. He was wide open off the initial snap. Stanley just had to get comfortable to throw the football.
And it was an unbalanced line, a seam route by the tight end, Hawkinson. And I, like you, Booger, thought that Stanley waited too long, but he got it. We can see him turning up here. I think it's a touchdown.
After further review, it was determined that the run was down, inbounds, at the half-yard line. It will be a first down.
So they'll take the
Reversal
points
on the
off.
play, first down.
But this, as a result, could favor Iowa with 3:30 to go.
Well, it can, but I'd rather score.
Of course, as a coach,
I hear all this stuff about him. I wish the guy would have laid down.
I look over to the guy to your right, Booger McFarland, and he's shaking his head in agreement. Maybe it gives Iowa the chance to take some more time off the clock.
If we go 4 straight plays and score on 4th down and kill the clock, that would be perfect. This is not a video game. When you're in the end zone, you're in. Score. They will not lay down.
We'll see if they can punch it in.
I'm not going to say they're so excited they're short.
And they do. And it's Drake Kulik, the senior.
Another one that knocked it out of the park.
That seems to be the celebration of choice in Yankee Stadium.
I think that's fair. That's fair. And this was more really for Butler because when the big boy didn't get in the end zone, Kulik, Butler comes behind him and shoves him in there, which you can do now.
I mentioned before Kulik saying we don't want to be the class that lost 5 bowl games, and he has the chance to end that streak and pick up a W. As he scores the go-ahead touchdown with 3:09 left in this game. The extra point is good. So the kid from Iowa, 6'1", 240 pounds, sending one deep into the night in the Bronx. Iowa on top. Welcome back to the Bronx as we are 3 minutes away from finding out who's going to win the New Era Pinstripe Bowl featuring Iowa and Boston College. The Eagles set to get the football down by 7, and the big story is Iowa's and their offense in the second half, led by their running back, Akrum Wadley. He's done it all.
287 all-purpose yards, but he's changed field position, and he did it a lot with the kickoff return. 5 kickoff returns for 171 yards. And I thought that the play calling has been more aggressive. We know that the field was frozen. They didn't try to get outside. They ran the football north and south. Great adjustment with the tight end wham inside. Tremendous play calling by Brian Ferentz.
Walker on the return. They'll get to the 30 for this BC offense. Looking to generate some points here on their biggest drive of the season. Their last 6 possessions, they've been held to just 3 points after a very strong second quarter. And back to Wadley, we're talking about a young man, you know, who has aspirations of potentially hearing his name called maybe in day 2 or day 3 of the draft. He's 5'11", 195 pounds, getting the chance to play in front of friends and family from Newark. Has a beautiful young daughter, 2 years old, Ava. He says the best thing, she gets to see me before this game and after this game, and he could be the difference maker.
Well, and we have to give Iowa's defense a lot of credit too. 10 of the points of the Iowa offense have come over turnovers that were forced against BC.
Dillon's been shut down in the second half.
Now you've got 2:40, you've still got the 3 timeouts, but time is getting to be a factor.
Dillon once again hit at the line. He'll pick up another couple yards.
You've got an inexperienced quarterback in Darius Wade that's played well tonight, but he's going to have to take him the length of the field to win this game.
Didn't like the play call on 2nd and long there. To me, you throw the football on 2nd down, it's a less predictable down. Right now, everybody in the stadium knows Wade is about to throw the football.
I agree. Now, if he'd have broken off an 80-yard run, we would have liked it better.
Tremendous play call.
Liked it better. I've called plays.
See Matt Nelson coming off the field. Cedric Lattimore will come in, and Nelson's been fantastic this game. The junior from Cedar Rapids, 6'8", 285 pounds. As you like to say, Booger, power forward. But he brings the physical contact.
Tight split at the top.
3rd and 6.
Shot
Wade
route.
across the middle. Finds his tight end. He'll make that Charlie Callanan. Another big target.
Callanan has done it all tonight. He's a vital player on special teams, plays offense. He is the epitome of what a BC guy is all about.
Now we're going faster.
From Westfield, New Jersey, 6'4", 235, getting that first down. There's that turf. It's like skating.
Yeah, we can't get frustrated here. We don't have enough time. Got to get up and go. Get up and go.
And if you watch this play here, there's some room outside. If he can make that cut right there, I see the same thing Dillon saw. A lot of turf outside. You just can't make that cut on this field.
You've got those spats. Sometimes that hurts your traction with their cleats as well.
2nd and 11. Wade just too high. He's picked off.
Game's over.
And it's Josh Jackson. Mr. Interception.
And Josh Jackson, in about 1:18, he'll have an opportunity at some point to make a decision whether or not he's going to stay at Iowa or go pro. He's just that good. Cornerback.
Yeah, he's an All-American from Lake Dallas, Texas. His sister Katrina actually ran track at the University of Texas. He's a great player.
8th interception, guys, and now he leads the FBS.
It's a high inside throw. Guys wide open. But what a play to finish this ball game. Boston College has 3 timeouts. You've still got to probably make a first down here, but you're in good shape. Take care of the ball.
1:18 to go.
Stay in bounds.
That's the key here, working the clock. Jackson, one of those guys, of course, projected by many. Todd McShay, 20th pick On Mel Kiper's big board, 25th at this time. So they'll go to Wadley. Hold on to that football. That's what the Hawkeyes are saying.
How you for him, feel baby.
It's Butler there on 3rd and 14. Clock stops at 1:01 as BC using the timeout.
It's a good job by Boston College of not giving up there and just laying down. Great job by the defense with a 3-and-out. We go back. Boston College told us they thought they had a chance to block a punt during this ball game. Well, here's their chance. Looks like they're coming after it.
And the punt, fair catch there, signal by Walker. So Darius Wade will have the chance to be a hero in his 6th start. We're talking about a young man who came in. He was an Elite 11 guy in high school, and he was a starter in 2015. And Mac, you know this well. Game 3 against Florida State, he suffers the ankle injury, and then he lost the starting job in 2016 with Patrick Tolles, lost the starting job battle with Anthony Brown heading into this season. He's been very loyal to the program.
He has. He was actually in a 7-0 ball game with Florida State when he broke his ankle.
We'll see if we get that sense of urgency.
And as Booker said, he's done a good job tonight. For it to be considered a great job, he's got to take this team down to score.
Less than a minute to go. Wade. Incomplete. That'll fall short.
And there's a situation where he had number 32, Hillman, matched up against Josie Jewell. That's a matchup, in my opinion, that favors BC. Get the football, make Josie Jewell cover in space.
BC is not a 1-minute empty set throwing offense, so it's hard for them to have pass protection. So he's going to have to get the ball out of his hands quickly in this situation.
Wade has time. He's trying to step up across the middle to his tight end.
You've got to go fast. Short of the chains, clock's running.
You can't spike it here. Make sure you get a play. You got to run a play. You cannot spike it here on 3rd down. You got to keep the chains moving.
And with his inexperience, he hasn't been in the 1-minute offense a lot.
3rd and 3. Wade.
Sack's a killer. That's a killer. Got to get up, trying to get a deep ball.
Anthony Nelson and Parker Hesse there. This front line for the Iowa Hawkeyes in the 2nd half, they have changed the tempo of this game. Inside 5 seconds, final play, Wade airing things out. Incomplete. That'll be it. The streak, the drought, it's over. Iowa. And this senior class, they get the bowl victory. For Kirk Ferentz, his 7th bowl win, 27-20 over Boston College. And with that victory, 143 career wins as the head coach at Iowa, tying the great Hayden Fry. Let's go to the field with Jen.
Coach, the first bowl victory for all of your players. What does this mean to your program?
Well, you know, it's just it's a great thing. I'm just really happy for our seniors. These guys done a great job. They've won 28 games now in the last 3 years. They've been part of that. They've given us great leadership. We had some ups and downs this year, but they really did a nice job this past month.
Talk about the 2nd half, your team overcoming the elements and a slow start to this game. What was the difference for you guys?
Well, you know, we didn't play great, and they did. I don't mean to discredit them, but we weren't playing, you know, well enough to give ourselves a chance. So just really happy. The guys regrouped at halftime and did a heck of a job the 2nd half.
This victory ties you with Hayden Fry for most wins in Iowa history. What does that mean to you and what you've accomplished with this program?
You know, probably as much as any. I mean, I was pretty lucky in 1981 when I went there. I have no idea what I was walking into. It was June '81, and it was a great time in Iowa football history to work with Coach Fry, the great staff that we had, the players, and the last 19 years have been a lot of fun most of the time.
Go enjoy it, Coach.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thanks.
See the joy there for many of those Hawkeye players.
Last time this team will ever be together.
Don't forget the post-game trophy ceremony coming up on ESPN3. For Mac, Booger, and Jen, I'm Kevin Nagandi saying so long from Yankee Stadium. Now let's go back to the studio. Iowa 27, BC 20.